Hello, kings and queens out there. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Shannonkendrick, and I'm coming to you guys today to give you this vision that I got in this morning. With this, it may be also a message in it for me, but I'm taking this and also speaking upon it, putting it out there because you maybe experience this or going to, okay? Also, so I was given this vision. It's two parts to it, okay? Um, as I kind of had to break the dream down, okay? And what I was getting from breaking it down, I will share with you. So I thank you, kings and queens, for joining me as I share this two-part vision with you, and we'll be breaking it down with you so you can also have a clarity. Also, what I was getting is that hearing this vision and also a breakdown, it may have a different meaning for you if you're able to interpret it for you also, okay? So to get started, now in this vision, I had walked into my living room, okay? I walked into my living room and there was a soft cushion couch along the wall. And now there were two people. There was a teenager and a preteen. And I took this as my children, okay? Which there was a boy sitting on the couch, and there was the girl who was dancing in front of the TV. Now, in the vision, it showed them a little older than what they are now, if these were my children, okay? Which it felt like it in the vision. It felt like they were my children, but it was like I was looking at them at a later age than they are at this current moment, okay? So, again, my son, the boy, was sitting on the couch, and the girl that I'm taking as my daughter, she was standing up and she was dancing, okay, which she loves to dance. And she was dancing to whatever was on the television, okay? But what really caught my attention was there was a fishbowl on the couch, okay? And it had a lot of these orange healthy fish, and it caught my attention because, for one, it was sitting on the couch, but not only that, I was looking at the structure of the bowl, the water in the bowl, like everything was crisp. The water in there was crisp. It was like very clear. It was clean. These fish were healthy. They were calm, and they were just, they were calmly and slowly just swimming, and it was like they were comfortable, I must say, in their space. They were comfortable on the couch. And to tell you, I'm looking at it and I said, why is the fishbowl on the couch? Now, when I said this, because in my mind, I was thinking, this fishbowl is going to tip over and spill on the couch. Like, I felt and seen myself thinking this, hearing myself think out loud this. And the girl paused from dancing and turned and looked at me. She said nothing. The boy sitting on the couch said nothing. So I went and I sat next to the fishbowl. And when I sat down, it was a soft cushioned couch. This bowl did not tilt. It did not spill over. It did not move. It did not rock the water. Everything stayed calm. Even the fish in the bowl stayed calm. So I then looked across the room and there's another fish bowl. But in this fish bowl, it was sitting on the floor. Okay. So now this other fish bowl gets my attention and I'm looking at it and I get up. I get up from the couch that I was sitting on and I walked over to the fish bowl. Now in this fish bowl, at first I seen silverfish. I don't know if I mentioned in the other bowl. It was all the same fish in the bowl on the couch. They were all healthy orange fish, and they were all of the same kind. Okay. And this other bowl, I see that they're silver long and they're healthy also. And it's a lot of those, but there's one on the floor that has a crayon in its mouth. There's another one on the side of the bowl, and it's like that fish is barely getting enough water to survive, but it's laying sideways, taking in this water that's on the side of the bowl. Okay. I know it sounds weird, but this is how I was seeing it. And I was really focused in this vision. And I'm looking at the fish and I turned again and said, why does this fish have a crayon in its mouth? And I got no response. So I took the crayon out the fish mouth, which it had it in sideways. It didn't have it in the long way. It had it in sideways. I took the crayon out the fish mouth and I put both fish back into the water of the bowl, the fish bowl that they were in. Now this bowl was sitting on the floor, and now I'm looking into the bowl. I see a lot of the silver long fish. There's also some nice looking other fish, and there's 2 baby turtles. And what comes to my mind is, why are all of them in this little tank? They need a bigger tank. So as I'm thinking that and I'm looking, I'm just I was admiring the baby turtles and looking at all the different fish. And they're beautiful. They're unique. So I then look up. When I look up, I see that there's food. So I take the food and I pour it in the bowl for the fish to eat, for all the fish and the turtles to eat. And these fish went rapid. They haven't ate, like they were starving. Okay. And one fish jumped out of the bowl. The fish jumped out and then it jumped again. But when it jumped the second time, I thought the fish jumped back in the bowl, back in the fish bowl. So I said, okay, well, it got back in the bowl. So now I'm just looking at these fish and they're going crazy. They're rapid, and which they're eating, sorry. They're eating, and then I'm facing the bowl. The fish that jumped out, that I thought jumped back in the bowl, now jumps near my foot. So I said, I thought you jumped back in the bowl. So I picked the fish up and I put it back in the bowl. And then the vision switched. Now this is where it switches, and I'll give the breakdown of all this at the end. But the vision switched to me being at a relative's house. This relative used to live there. They're not currently there, but they used to live there. And I'm in front of their house, and I'm on a bike. I'm on a bike, and I haven't rode a bike in years, but I'm on the bike, and I just have the bike between my legs, and I'm like standing. I'm holding a antique mirror. Like, I have it sitting on the ground, but I have my hand on the top of it. And I noticed this girl comes out of her house. So she comes out of her house. I never seen this girl before, but she comes out of her house and she comes towards me. So I smiled and I'm like, "Hi, how you doing?" And I smiled. I spoke to her. She smiled back. She said hi, and she had a face mask on, and she was adjusting it. So then she gets behind me. Now she also has a bike, and she just sits on it, and she takes a deep breath, and she just sits there. Now I'm looking at her, and then a woman comes out of another house. And this woman comes out, and just to make a picture, I'm in front of a relative's house porch. So there's a few steps, but there's grass like in between the houses. So the woman that comes out, she's probably like a second door. She had to be right next door. She was like right next door from the girl that came out. Okay. So she was next to her house, and there's like a patch of grass that's in between from the girl house and my relative's house, where I'm on this bike in front of the steps. Okay. And I'm holding the mirror. I'm holding on to the mirror that's basically sitting in the grass. Okay. And I'm like on my bike. Okay. So you guys have a visual of this. And the girl that came out, she's right behind, you know how bikes line up. Sorry, I got my pen in my hand. But you know how bikes line up, and she's right behind me on her bike. Okay. Now, when she was coming up, she cut the grass, and so she was there, and this is where I spoke to her. And then she adjusted her mask, and she went behind me on her bike. Okay. Now she took a deep breath, and she just sat there. Now the woman is coming down her steps, and she's coming into where the grass was. This woman said nothing to neither one of us, okay? So I don't know who this woman is in my vision. I never seen the girl or this woman before, but I know it represents something, okay? So the woman comes, and she goes in the grass. She has something. So the girl that's on the bike behind me gets off her bike, and she walks to the woman, and she's like, she was like, "Hi, Mom." So now I know, okay, this is mother and daughter. Okay. So when the daughter goes to help the mother with something, whatever she has in this grass, okay, the mother walks away, and she's jokingly like making fun of her daughter. And And she's like, but her daughter responds back jokingly, right? So the mother is like, the girl gets back on the bike. Oh, and just to point this out, when the girl went to her mom, she no longer had the face mask on that I seen her adjusting. She no longer had that, okay? So she goes back onto the bike, and the mother is like, oh, don't forget this. The mother, she mentioned her eye, and this is why I write my dreams down. This is why I write my dreams down, because I will like forget. But hold on, because I wrote it down, but I felt like I can remember it to tell you guys. So hold on, let me find it where I wrote it. Okay. As the woman said, "Oh, what happened to your eye?" The daughter said, "Oh, which one, the right or the left?" Okay. And the mother also stated that the daughter smelled. She was like, "You smell. You must have been doing such and such last night." And the daughter was like, "Oh yeah, I did that." And I was watching this, like, I just watched this go on. But when I spoke to the girl, there was nothing wrong with neither one of her eyes. There was not, she didn't smell bad. But this mother was almost like trying to tear her down, jokingly. She had negative things to say to her. This mother didn't even speak when she came out. She stood there. Her daughter got off of her bike and came to her mother and spoke. And then the mother had negative things to say to her. Okay? Now, let me make sure. Okay. Okay, yes. This is, I didn't say anything. And then the mirror that I have, okay, I started cleaning the mirror I had. Now, it was like I say an antique because how the design was, it's like it was almost like a oak, but it had, this design around it, like, I can't even explain it. But, and it's like a round mirror, and it had the design at the top that was wooden. But I cleaned the mirror. I turned the mirror around to clean the back of the mirror. Now, the back of the mirror had old spider webs. Okay, there was old webs there, and I seen the little red ants that bite. And I kept saying, "What is these? Why is the red ants here?" I was like, and I was cleaning, but I'm cleaning and I'm getting rid of everything. I'm getting rid of the webs. I got rid of the red biting ants. And I think they're teeny. But I got rid of those, and I'm in the grass, and I'm standing there and I'm cleaning it. And God is telling me the reflection. There's like he was telling me, from the past, there's been a reflection of, because you guys know these little red ants, they bite you, and they bite you really unexpectedly. Like sometimes you wouldn't even know these ants have crawled on you and bit you, okay? You just start itching and you know you've been bitten, okay? That's how God was telling me like this was. So as I take the message and I give the message to you, some people have been reflecting their own negativity on you. You could be or have been on your path since a young age. And I say a young age because I was on a bike. This girl was also on a bike and she was behind me. Okay? So this can tell somewhere in your life, it was two of you. It could have been two of you and someone else who were on your right path. You were protected, okay? With the girl having the mask, when I first spoke to her and I smiled at her, she smiled. I seen her smile before she put the protection on. But this also could mean people have been trying to hush you up. They don't want your voice, okay? That can also mean that, there's one person who is outspoken. I didn't have a mask, but this girl had a mask. And it's like, you could have been shut down and you are supposed to use your voice and you haven't used it. Now, come again. When this girl was near her mother, then she did not have the mask. But she was speaking jokingly negative, it was like reverse psychology on her mother. This is when she didn't have her mask on. This is when she spoke. And her mom stated, what happened to your eye? And she said, which one, my left or my right? That's sarcasm. And this is where we have to watch what we say, because there are some things that have come from our past that have affected going forward in our future, okay? And these could have come from parents, family, friends, whoever. But these bites, they're bites. You don't see them coming, but they bite you. We are to clear that up. We are to take notice of that and clean it. Don't say nothing. You don't have to say nothing. When I seen these two people doing that to each other, and it wasn't really the girl, it was the mother. But that mother probably had an affliction just like she's doing to her daughter, where her daughter may grow up and do the same thing to her daughter. You see how that generational pattern may continue. We have to clean that up. I said nothing. I looked at them. I watched them. And I start cleaning the mirror. Even the spots where nobody else sees. I cleaned the back of the mirror. And everybody knows in the back of a mirror, it's wood, especially on an antique. It's wood back there. But that's where the spider webs was. That's where them little biting ants was. See, you have to turn things around. You have to dig in deep and clean that. Not just what people see, the outer, but it's the inner. Because people try to reflect their negative energy upon you. Okay? And when I was cleaning the mirror, and I cleaned it, the front and the back, the mother and the daughter was staring at me. They both were quiet. And they both were just standing there looking. And I woke up. Now, with the first part of this, the fish, that fish bowl was sitting on the couch. It was sitting on the couch. It didn't move. It didn't rock. It didn't tip over. And it was with the same, it was the same type. It was the same type of fish, all in that one bowl. I'm sorry, guys, my daughter. But it was the same type of fish, all in that one bowl. They were united. They were calm. The water was so crisp and clear. There was no rocking. Even when I sat down on the couch, there was no rocking of the water. And this can tell you, and symbolize to you, and even to me, when you stay around like-minded people, when you stay around them, there's peace, there's calm. I also looked up the orange fish, which symbolize luck, good fortune, and positive circumstances. Okay? They also brought up a koi fish. Okay? Which these koi fish is believed to bring good luck and prosperity to lives of people who touch them. Okay? Spiritually dreaming of fish, the meaning of this represents your physical and spiritual alignment with the material world. These dreams often represent your beliefs around value, self-worth, and abundance. Okay? Now, I'm going to tell you right now what I got from that. These fish were pure. They were in peace. They were calm. They were with their kind. They were all, the same kind. But I want to put that when we need unity, right? So when we're all teaching about God, because God gets the glory, and we come together and we put our messages together, and we have people on our path. We have people, all of us, we're on our path, and we're standing in righteousness, and we're walking in our purpose, and we're wanting better for our lives. All of us together, all of us as God's children, we will have peace. We will have clarity. We will have calmness. We will have abundance. We will have prosperity. And nothing can knock you down. Nothing can knock you down. as there was the boy sitting on the couch. There was a girl dancing. You have peace. You have calmness. You have that joy where you can dance and laugh. And me, I came and sat next to the bowl. That bowl still didn't rock. That bowl still didn't tip over. Because what God has for you is for you. And no giant, okay? No giant can knock it down nor take it. Okay? Believe that. On a solid foundation. Your comfort. God will make sure of that. And you guys are walking in your abundance. All of us. Prosperity. It is our time. It is our winning season. And as I took a look at the other bowl, there were fish. The two fish that were out. One had a crayon in his mouth. Fish aren't supposed to eat crayons. So there's some people out there doing things that they have no business doing and putting into their system something that is not supposed to be in their system. The other fish was at the side of the bowl trying to get the water. There are some people out there that's thirsty. There are some people out there that they're like a fish without water. They need it. You need God. And I put both of these, I took the crayon out the one fish mouth, and I put that fish in the water, and I took the other one, and I put the fish in the water. But that describes my character, my personality, because I help. I help. I don't want to see people doing or going the wrong way. Because I've learned, because God has shown me and put his love on me and showed me true love and has given me this gift. It has, I'm giving back. I'm giving back. And I'm being a servant to God. Now, when I fed these fish, as I'm giving these messages, as I feed the word, these fish went rapid. There was one fish who jumped out. There are some people out here, and I take it as there are some people out here in the world who needs this food. There are some people out here who is thirsty for the word and knowing what to do, where to go. Again, this tank was small and it was full. It had silverfish, it had other nice looking fish, and it had 2 turtles. Everyone is unique. Everyone is beautiful. Everyone has something special about them. God, our creator, created you And you are fearfully and beautifully made. You are his creation. There's no mistakes with you. There are no mistakes with you. And one fish jumped out, which I take. There's somebody that's not going to want to hear me. It could be that one fish. Somebody may not want to hear me, or might not want to eat the food that I'm giving them, but I'm giving food. I'm giving food, something that is needed for you. Because I had to go through things in order to feed. I speak from experience. I speak from what God tells me, send this message out. But believe it, I had to go through it. I had to go through. I can't heal if I haven't been healed. And that goes back to that mirror. I had to clean the inside and the outside. I had to clean myself. I had to recognize negative traits and patterns that happen in my family in order to clean myself. But when I got clean, they just looked. But you can be clean too. And that one fish that jumped out when I fed, and I thought it jumped back in I thought it jumped back in the bowl. By me just focusing on the bowl of the rest of the fish that was still in there and eating, that fish came up behind me at my foot. And my thought to the fish was, I thought you jumped back in the bowl. Like, what is you doing out here? But that fish came back, and that fish was trying to get back to the bowl, get back to the food, get back to the cleansing. And I took the fish and put it back in the bowl. So that vision, that's why I say it's a message in there for you, and there's a message in there for me. Because I know God has a big purpose for me. And I've been walking in my purpose, and I put my trust in God fully. I allow him to use me, to speak through me. And there may be people or a person who don't believe or don't want to hear it. But my focus remained on the others, which allowed that other fish to come when it needed to. And I always say, we try our own ways. But if there's help, assistance to connect back to God, then, use that help. God aligns us with people. People are placed on our paths for a reason. For a reason. And we learn. We grow. You know? But that was the vision, guys. And I hope you received it. If it was the message, how I gave it to you. But understand and look at it in your personal life also. I'm sorry. Look, everything go out.
Mommy.
It's okay. Stop crying, okay? Okay.
No, she's gonna grab Rose.
Okay, go in the house, please.
She's doing something She's doing something dangerous.
Okay, go in the house, okay?
She's gonna go to the road.
Don't go to the road.
And I tell her to stop, like she won't.
Okay, go in the house, okay? Hide.
You didn't give me a hug.
Down.
You give me a hug.
Look, they all love me.
No, you didn't give me a hug.
Okay, give me a hug. Okay, don't get in the car. I'm giving you a hug. Okay. Okay, go in the house, please. Thank you.
Mom, want shelter?
No, I'll be in there in a minute.
I want to wash the phone.
Yes. Okay, go in the house. Go in the house. Thank you.
Who's taking so long?
Look, I'm taking too long. I'm sorry, everyone. My children. And puppy. But love. There's love out here. There's love out here. As you know, it was almost like a distraction because I'm talking to you guys. But, you know, when it's love, it's okay. It's okay. My daughter wanted a hug. The dog wanted a kiss. My son wanted to give me information. So we take everything. And it's like, I'm also feeding you guys. So, you know, it's that helping. When it's healthy. Again, those fish were healthy. Them fish is your abundance, your prosperity. Know that you're good. You will see things clearly. Know that you're on your right path. And if you need to clean things up within you, clean it. Clean it. Recognize when people are trying to reflect their own negativity onto you. Okay? Because they would try it. Especially when they know that you're on your path. When they know you're on your way. When they know. Because they know you're destined to be someone big. They can sense that. And there's some people where I don't understand it, but they try to beat you down. And it's because, you know, things that they went through that they haven't cleaned up themselves. That did nothing but stick on them into their adulthood, and they wind up doing it to their children. We have to break that. We have to break that. And God can do that for you. If all you gotta do is take notice of it. What is the pattern? Where is the trauma? And ask God to help you clean that and heal that and to renew you. And He will do it for you. He will do that for you. Because you are that special. You are beautiful. You are unique. And He created you. He know He created a masterpiece. Say, you are mine. He will call you by name. You are mine. So I leave you guys with that. And I thank you all. Please like, share, subscribe, comment if you like. Okay. Everything else about me will be in the description box below. If you would like to sow or donate or schedule with me, as I am a life coach also, all that will be in the description box below. Okay, guys, I love you all. Stay blessed. Okay, until the next video, guys. Bye.